Okay, so starting off with the step one of our procedure is that first we make a whole flow chart of how we will work, how the questions will work, what will be the flow of conversation, what sort of category will we provide the user to choose from, what sort of questions will we give them, what sort of mental health problems will we provide them to ask questions from. So if we see this Google drawing, this is basically about menstrual health, which we made to sort of allow us to see our flow of conversation through. This really helps you to see through that how would you which tells you basically lead the user in the conversation. Why we're using this if you see, we are basically focusing on reproductive health, which is our main focus in our app in the form and Raji. But right now, if we want to focus on menstrual health and periods. So if we see that reproductive health has a lot of questions, it has a lot of verticals, but we chose periods. So if you see, if someone asks about periods, we give them a generic definition, and then we provide them further verticals to choose from. So for example, if a user does not want to know anything but they have an emergency, such as something which requires gynecological support, or something which is not mentioned in our other verticals, and she wants the support it's basically an emergency support where she wants to connect to our Raji Bajis. We provide them an option to do that directly rather than going through another whole process of first knowing about everything and then telling it. Then we have another vertical which tells you these are basically the categories after we're introducing them to what periods are. So we provide them a lot of categories, some of which are if the person has an emergency to deal with, and if they just want to understand like what periods are, if they want immediate access to sanitary pads, or if they want us to tell them about sanitary products, which products are there in the market, how to use them, how do they look like, how to dispose them, etc., etc. And if someone is ashamed of buying products, or someone wants to track their periods, or someone has another problem, to say PMS, skin problems, hair problems, flow problems, etc. And then in each category we have further divisions, like for example in emergency situation we can connect them to Raji Baji. And now in the more info, we have, if you see these colored boxes, basically these are showing the different categories, because some of them are facts, some of them are myths, some of them are care, how to take care of your period, and some of them are advanced questions such as how they're stigmatized, what is free bleeding, etc., etc. So these are further, when you click or you select more info or you write more info, you will be provided with options like facts, myths, advanced questions, and care. If someone just wants to buy, we allow them, we go around this, reroute the traffic towards other reproductive health. What do they want to know about platforms? If then this in periods, I go here. Then there is, so I have to eat this. So if someone wants to just know about what sanitary products are in the market, and what are their prices, how they're used, how do they look like, and everything, we've given them a range of sanitary products which they want, in which periods, from which they want to choose, and in every sanitary product we give them options like how to use them, how to buy them, prices, how to dispose them, what are the side effects of each of these products. For these categories are for each of the products. That's why they're put in the middle. This is what. Otherwise, someone wants to track their period, we tell them period tracking apps. If someone has other problems, then we provide them a lot of problems we have pre-built. If they don't have those problems, they can always just tell us about other problems. So this is how we break them down, and each you know, each category is connected to another in some way or the other if it's important. Like for example, someone goes in the care portion, like how to take care of products, how to take care of periods. So we ask them if they want to know about sanitary products, and then we can reroute them here. And if someone in other advanced problems, someone asks something which is relating to this portion, then we can tell them to go there. And if someone asks about buying pads, then we can reroute here. And if someone in the advanced problem, someone has a problem which needs a help of some human, then we can reroute them here. So it's all interconnected. This is how we have built our period drawing to sort of help us sort out the questions or the categories of questions we want to put. If you we want you to first, this is the first step of the so this is making the demo, going towards the demo, that you first clear your head, like you right now I want to make as many categories and as many questions you think should be there in a drawing form. I made this direction when the user selects period demo for you to see. Like, see, I made a mistake in the here it is. So for example, if you just want to keep the first question like generic, that then there are a lot of human health issues, what do you want to talk about, then it comes mental health, and then you tell the Raji tells them that there are like what is mental health, and there are a lot of issues, how it affects very generically, and then ask the user what is the mental health issue you want to ask me about. Then there are a lot of categories we can provide them, like depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, drugs and rehabilitation, etc., etc. Then for example, the user chooses depression vertical. Now in depression, you see, you can ask them like, if the user thinks that he or she has depression, then we can treat it that way. If the user just wants to know about depression, we can treat the question that way. So they can ask about symptoms, they can talk about how they're afraid to tell anyone, they can talk about what treatment there is, they can tell about talk about the reasons of depression. Hypothetically, if a user wants to know about the symptoms, then we can provide them what are the symptoms. Like we can ask them to choose from what type of symptoms they're looking for. Are they asking about mood? Are they asking about social involvement? Or do they want to know about eating habits, work, communication? And then we can further break it down by, if someone asks for work problems, then we can tell about how someone loses focus or motivation, and eating habits like eating too less or eating too much. Oh, we can also add sleep here, sleeping too much, sleeping too less, stuff, etc., etc. Then there could be a lot of reasons to it. Then we can provide them a range of reasons to choose from and tell them that yes, these are the reasons of depression. So this is how, if you keep breaking down these things, you can brainstorm about how many categories can be there regarding mental health, what sort of questions can come across regarding each category, what sort of questions can be can come under the subcategory, and where to lead the conversation, to where can we lead the conversation, to either rerouting it to another question or vertical, or ending it by providing good information. Maybe I want to basically I want to show you how to add pictures as well. And the user says pads, tampons, menstrual cups, period panties, and you add it. Okay, so we want to talk about pads, so we select done, and this is done. After you select pads, the bot tells you about pads are this stuff, and also then you can go like, it looks like this. After adding this, I want to show a picture of a pad. So I will go to image, I go to add, must be here, and I say add. So you see, and you can also move your picture above and below somewhere. Okay, so here. Okay, so and after the picture you can also add quick replies and go wherever you want to go. Okay, now that this is one vertical I chose, if I choose birth control, there's no paths. You see, I have to make a whole path. This is the periods path I made. Now when I click on birth control, there's no path, and if I tell the user about birth control is this and that and add it, this will come under the birth control what you say, paths. And if I go back to the periods paths, my periods path is here. So what you have to do, you have to just make this chart and bring it in the form of a user interface, because it will help us see how the bot will look, how the bot will work, give a good look of the bot, and also make the flow. Here is the flow, okay, which can be, see, this is the flow, this can be further imported in the model, in the bot model. You can also see how it looks by clicking the play button, and then this will appear. You can also increase the speed of watching. Okay, there's also a way where if you don't want to give a quick reply basically helps us, the user, to just choose what they want to say rather than just saying it. If there is a question where you don't want to provide the user to say what, like for example, if my one vertical says just talk to me, so if the user selects just talk to me, Raji allows the user to type their own problem, and that can be done from here, the user window. Something, anything, and add. If you want to show that there will be a point where you want the user to talk, so then you will add questions from the end of user using this window.